So VO3 came out today from Google. It's their latest and greatest video model, and it's really expensive. It's something like $250 a month. $125 for the first 3 months, which is okay, but still very, very expensive. Even more than Sora, which is $200 a month. And at least with Sora, you get unlimited generations, but not with VO3. And to me, that's quite sad, unfortunately. I will probably still be trying it just because it is my business to test all the latest models and compare them, do that kind of thing. But for that amount of money, I would really hope that it would be unlimited generations like Sora. Sora has really set that precedent. So it's a bit unfortunate, but the results are actually beautiful. The videos that it produces are incredible. It's still limited, though, in its functionality, certainly more so than Sora, which offers a variety of video-to-video options and things like that. VO3 is not quite as adept. Its primary advantage is text-to-video, which is like really solid understanding, and it actually adds its own sound effects to videos, including its own voiceovers and synchronized audio. Does a pretty good job of all of that. It's quite impressive, actually. So for filmmakers specifically, it should be a game changer. Although notably, they don't include 9:16 aspect ratios. There's no tall format videos that I can see on VO3. But anyways, that's kind of what my day has looked like for the last 24 hours. I have been playing with VO3, seeing what it's capable of. And would I recommend it? I think that to a very small amount of people, I would recommend it. Those who like to really be on the cutting edge, be an early adopter, and those who are also budding filmmakers and really want to see what the greatest AI has to offer in the filmmaking space, VO3 is a total game changer in some regards. Very consistent visuals, consistent physics, and an understanding of realities. So it's impressive for what it is, but it's prohibitively expensive as well. And I really hope that over time that changes. That's the hope anyway, that these amazing new tools will over time get cheaper and cheaper. And that tends to be the case. That tends to be the trend. It'll be interesting to see how the open source community responds to VO3 with whatever they have in store, because open source has been really doing a great job lately at giving people a run for their money. But I still very much prefer Sora overall compared to all of the other tools. If I had to go with just one, and I never go with just one, but if I had to, Sora would be at the very top. And the reason is because it truly does things that no other platform can do. And I go into a lot of that in some other videos on my Instagram. I talk about it, but the basic premise is Sora's video-to-video capabilities are extraordinary. Its ability to readapt and edit existing clips into different things, it's amazing. And I've gone viral many, many times specifically using Sora. So people are really sleeping on it. It is a game changer, and unfortunately it is expensive as well. Their Pro plan, which I'm on, is $200 a month. Not cheap, but like I said at the start of the video, at least it gives you unlimited video generations, which is critical, in my opinion, as far as experimentation and really seeing what works. That's one of the very unfortunate drawbacks of all of this AI stuff is, especially the closed source AI, is the amount of experimentation you're able to do is limited by the dollars you spend. That can be quite stifling to most artists. It's unfortunate, but it is the case. But there's a sigh of relief you can breathe with Sora in some sense, because you can kind of, and I do, I literally make videos all day long. I come up with new ideas and I just hop onto Sora and run it through and see what happens. And it's nice to be able to do that without having to think about credits. It really is. And of course, that's one of the main draws to open source AI is that there is no limit other than the computer that you're able to build and run it on. But no such thing as usage limits with open source. And so that's something to really consider and think about as you're diving into AI video for the very first time, is that almost all of these platforms kind of nickel and dime you in a sense. I mean, they're very impressive tools, but you really need to go into it deliberately, unfortunately. If it's outside of Sora or open source, you kind of have to sign up for these platforms with an idea in mind and ready to go, with an intention, as opposed to just like wanting to mess around. I mean, you can, I guess, if you're super loaded, but just don't expect credits to be cheap. So yeah, VO3, guys, it's pretty cool. I'll tell you what else is impressive, but it isn't cheap, and that is Topaz Starlight, which is the new AI upscaling model straight out of Topaz Labs. They make Topaz Video AI, Gigapixel Photo, things like that. And it's their very first diffusion-based upscaler, which in layman's terms, it's the first time that I can tell where their upscaler introduces new and novel details into the footage, as opposed to before when it was really just running a straight one-to-one upscale on the pixels. I feel like that's the best explanation that does it justice. It's worth checking out. It's really cool. It's not cheap though. It's like, for reference, I paid $40 for 400 credits. And on average, a 10-second long clip will cost you 20 credits to perform the upscale to 4K. And so as you can imagine, that builds up pretty quickly. Let's see, what else? Since this has kind of become a tool video now, where I talk about my favorite tools, what else can I talk about? I can only really talk about the ones I've been using the most lately. And another one that I've been using a lot is called Runway, which many of you I'm sure are familiar with. Runway Gen 4, Gen 3. I actually still use Runway Gen 3 quite often because it offers things that Gen 4 doesn't offer, like expanding videos to different aspect ratios. I use that a lot, actually. Luma Labs also has an expand video feature where you can change the aspect ratio, but it's not as good in my experience. I've played with it a bit, and Runway still kind of dominates in that department. So I use Runway a lot for that. I use Runway for their first frame restylize, which is really fun. It's basically like a really powerful control net, where depending on the footage that you upload, it will strongly adhere to the structure of that, but do really interesting things with the starting frame that you've uploaded. It's kind of hard to explain without demonstrating it. It is a really unique technology, and I've had a lot of fun making a few reels for my Instagram with it. It all just kind of goes back to this whole interplay between the tools and really learning the strengths and the weaknesses of each tool and how they can benefit each other. Because if you think you're going to get everything out of just one tool, it's going to get you some of the way, sure, and depending on what you want to get out of AI video, it might get you all of the way. But I think for a lot of us who really want to experiment and express ourselves to the fullest, it is necessary to learn every single tool to the best of your ability, their strengths and their weaknesses. And I know that the costs can add up. It's not the cheapest thing in the world to sign up for multiple different AI services. You just have to look at it as a business investment if you want to take this Instagram thing seriously or this social media thing seriously. Kind of treading familiar territory here, but it is what it is. And just to kind of close out some closing thoughts, I think that the expectation to constantly go viral can certainly weigh on a person, and this warrants its own video for sure, but don't get too carried away with the pressure of having to constantly go viral. I know it's addictive, it's rewarding, it's the point in many ways to this whole Instagram thing. The point is kind of to go viral and to enjoy that virality for however long it lasts. But it doesn't have to be the point. The point can be the process. The point can be the artistry involved. And the point can be whatever you want it to be because it's your process. You're the artist. I think if you're only doing things for the accolades, at some point you're missing the point because it has to be for you at the end of the day, right? And if you aren't enjoying it, you're in the wrong field. And if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to go anywhere with it. I'm convinced of that. So the key takeaways here are get experimental with the tools and don't always depend on going viral, even though on some level that is the point. Don't look at it like the point. It's kind of like don't look at money as the point either in life, even though on some level it kind of is the point in terms of survival to make the money so you can survive. But you also just can't fixate on it too much or it'll drive you crazy. And I think virality is much the same in that way. You can hope and pray for the virality, but you can't expect it per se. You can really just do all that you can do and work as hard as you can and pray for the best. Prayer is important too. But on that note, I think I'm going to end this. So thank you for being here and I'll talk to you soon.